Every home has them. The tiny frustrations you've learned to ignore. A cabinet that's always overflowing. A cleaning job that somehow takes forever. Storage that never seems to be enough. Little repairs that always end up looking messy. Most of us assume that's just part of everyday life. But in Japan, many of these problems have already been solved. Not with expensive renovations or smart technology, but with incredibly simple ideas. Tiny tools, clever designs, and one philosophy: life should be easier, not harder. Today, we're looking at 14 Japanese household fixes that quietly eliminate everyday frustration. And once you see them, you'll wonder why every home doesn't use them. 1. The stronger than it looks tension rod. Most people think tension rods are only for hanging curtains. In Japan, they're used to create storage exactly where it's needed. In a small bathroom, a single tension rod stretched above the washing machine becomes an instant drying rack for towels or lightweight clothes. In the kitchen, another one hangs neatly beneath a cabinet, keeping dish towels and cleaning bottles within easy reach without taking up precious counter space. No drilling, no screws, just a simple rod that turns empty space into useful space in less than a minute. Instead of buying another shelf, the Japanese simply ask, "Can this empty space do more?" 2. Your cabinet doors are wasted space. Here's something most people never notice. Every time you close a cabinet, you hide a completely empty surface. Japanese homes treat that surface as valuable storage. Open the sink cabinet, and you'll often find garbage bags hanging neatly behind the door instead of stuffed into a drawer. Open another cabinet, and the pot lids are standing vertically on the door, freeing an entire shelf for cookware. Nothing is piled on top of anything else. Everything has its own place. It's the kind of design that doesn't make your kitchen bigger, it simply makes every inch work harder. 3. The tiny scraper that removes years of dirt. Look closely around almost any faucet. That white ring around the base isn't soap, it's hardened mineral buildup. Most people attack it with stronger chemicals. The Japanese change the tool instead. A thin crevice scraper slides directly into the narrow gap where a sponge can't reach. One slow pass, and the buildup lifts away from the edge. No metal blades, no scratching, no endless scrubbing. Sometimes the difference between a 10-minute chore and a 10-second job is a tool designed for exactly one tiny problem. 4. A tiny tool that makes bathroom repairs look professional. Replacing old silicone around a sink or bathtub sounds simple, until you squeeze out the sealant. The line becomes uneven. Extra silicone smears across the tiles, and suddenly, the repair looks worse than before. Japanese DIY enthusiasts finish the job with a small silicone shaping tool. After applying fresh sealant, they pull the tool slowly along the joint in one smooth motion. In seconds, the messy bead transforms into a perfectly clean, even line. It doesn't just look better. A smooth, continuous seal keeps water from creeping behind the sink or bathtub, helping prevent mold before it has a chance to grow. The result looks like it was done by a professional, even if it's your first time holding a caulking gun. 5. The brush that reaches where your sponge can't. There are places every home seems to ignore. The track beneath a sliding window, the narrow groove around a sink, the tiny gap where the shower door meets the frame. A sponge is too bulky, a toothbrush is awkward, and dirt slowly builds up in places you can barely see. Japanese cleaning brushes are designed with long, narrow bristles that fit perfectly into these tight spaces. Instead of scrubbing the entire surface, the brush goes straight to the problem. A few gentle strokes, and years of trapped dust, soap residue, or hair come out in one satisfying strip. It's a reminder that cleaning isn't about using more force, it's about using the right shape. 6. Stop your washing machine from shaking the whole house. If you've ever heard your washing machine banging across the floor during a spin cycle, you're not alone. The vibration creates noise. It slowly wears down the machine and can even damage the flooring underneath. Many Japanese homes solve this with thick anti-vibration pads placed under each foot of the machine. They absorb the movement before it spreads through the floor. The difference is immediate. The machine stays more stable. The room becomes noticeably quieter. And because there's less movement, the appliance experiences less long-term stress. Sometimes, the smartest upgrade isn't buying a better machine. It's giving the one you already own a better foundation. 7. A shelf that can move whenever your kitchen changes. Most shelves are permanent. Once they're installed, that's where they stay. Japanese kitchens often take a different approach. Instead of drilling into the wall, magnetic shelves attach directly to the side of the refrigerator. Need spices while cooking? Move the shelf closer to the stove. Need more counter space for baking? Lift it off in seconds and place it somewhere else. Nothing is fixed. The kitchen simply adapts to whatever you're doing that day. It's flexible storage, designed for real life instead of permanent layouts. 8. Why Japanese drawers never become junk drawers. Open a typical drawer, and everything slides into one giant pile. Scissors, tape, batteries, pens, you know they're all in there somewhere. Japanese homes avoid this with simple, modular dividers. Instead of one large space, the drawer is divided into small compartments, each designed for a specific type of item. When you take something out, its empty space reminds you exactly where it belongs. There's no guessing, no digging, and no clutter slowly taking over. The drawer practically organizes itself. 9. The tiny clip that ends cable chaos. Charging cables have a habit of disappearing. One moment they're on the desk, the next they've slipped behind the table, tangled with every other cord. Japanese desk setups often solve this with adhesive cable clips. Each cable has its own dedicated holder, fixed exactly where you need it. When you're done charging your phone, you simply place the cable back into the clip. No bending down, no untangling, no searching behind furniture. A tiny piece of plastic that quietly removes one of the most common daily annoyances. 10. The sponge that cleans with almost nothing. Imagine removing stubborn marks, without sprays, without bleach, without harsh chemicals. That's exactly why the Japanese melamine sponge became so popular. Just add water and gently wipe. Scuff marks disappear from walls. Soap stains fade from sinks. Even old marks on light switches or doors begin to vanish. The secret isn't a cleaning solution. It's the microscopic structure of the sponge itself, which works like an ultra-fine abrasive. It feels almost like magic. But really, it's just another example of Japan solving an everyday problem with remarkably simple design. 11. The tiny filter that prevents a much bigger problem. There's one household chore almost everyone waits too long to deal with. A slow draining sink. Or a shower that suddenly starts filling with water. The problem usually isn't the drain itself. It's everything that disappears into it. Hair, lint, and tiny bits of debris that slowly build up over time. Instead of waiting for a clog to happen, many Japanese homes stop the problem before it even begins. A simple drain hair catcher sits over the drain, quietly trapping hair while letting water flow through as normal. When it's full, you simply lift it out, throw the hair away, and place it back. No pulling messy clumps out of the drain, no harsh drain cleaners, no expensive plumbing bills. It's a tiny habit that keeps one of the most frustrating household problems from ever happening. 12. Before throwing it away, ask one question. Japan has a simple philosophy called Mottainai. It means feeling that something still has value before throwing it away. An empty food container doesn't immediately become trash. It becomes a drawer organizer. An old towel isn't useless. It becomes the cloth used to wipe kitchen counters or clean windows. Even sturdy cardboard packaging can be folded into dividers that keep drawers neat and organized. Nothing is reused just to save money. It's reused because it still has a purpose. Instead of asking, "What should I throw away?" the question becomes, "What else could this become?" That small shift in thinking quietly reduces waste every single day. 13. The 5-minute habit that prevents weekend cleaning. Many people spend hours cleaning because they wait until everything is dirty. Japanese homes often follow a different rhythm. After cooking, the stove is wiped while it's still slightly warm. After taking a shower, the glass door gets one quick pass with a squeegee. Before leaving the kitchen, the sink is rinsed and dried. Each task takes less than a minute. On its own, it feels almost insignificant. But together, those tiny habits stop dirt from building up in the first place. The result isn't more cleaning, it's less cleaning over time. Maintenance is easier than recovery, and that's exactly how many Japanese homes stay consistently tidy. 14. The real secret isn't the products. By now, you've probably noticed something. None of these ideas are complicated. They're not expensive, and most of them don't use advanced technology. The real difference is the way they're designed. Every tool removes one small frustration. Every storage solution gives wasted space a purpose. Every cleaning habit prevents tomorrow's mess instead of fighting yesterday's. On their own, each improvement feels small, but together, they change the way a home feels. That's the quiet genius behind so many Japanese homes. They aren't built around working harder. They're built around making everyday life just a little easier. Which of these Japanese home ideas would you try first? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering the simple designs and everyday systems that quietly make life better, don't forget to subscribe to Japan Genius, because sometimes the smartest innovations aren't the biggest ones. They're the ones that save you a few seconds, a little effort, and a lot of frustration every single day. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.